Good morning, fourth grade online learners. We're starting to wake up a little bit. When I made the fifth grade video, it was very sluggish. Everybody's having a difficult Monday. Seems like it. People are very quiet. But welcome back to science, fourth grade. We have Mr. Rainier's class. Everybody say hello.
Hello.
And we have decided that on Thursdays we will greet our online learners rather than doing it every day. Okay, so on Thursday, as long as we remember, we're going to just greet the people that are home and working very hard. We resolved the problem with, I type something on my Google Doc and the next day it's not there. As soon as you type it on your Google Doc, it should automatically save and it'll be there the next day. So last week we said it's okay if you type, I typed this yesterday and now it's no longer here. This week we're saying no, it's going to be there. Just don't turn it in until all 4 journal entries are done. Lucas, have a seat, because every time you jump this, computer shakes.
Every time you jump, the computer shakes.
It does. Okay, thank you, Lucas. So do your 4 journal entries, and then on Thursday turn it in. Okay, Friday I check them. If I get to Friday and you're missing 3 journal entries, you're going to lose 3 points. Okay, and there will be a quiz on Thursday. So 1 journal entry a day for 4 days and take the quiz. Does anybody know where is the best place to look to study for the quiz? What's the best thing? Tristan?
Google Classroom.
Okay, where at in Google Classroom?
Your classroom and like classroom, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, who can help Tristan? The study guide. Your book is also an excellent resource because the study guide comes from the book. So read the weekly lesson. More specifically, read the study guide. Okay? That's it. Called a study guide for a reason. It helps you study. All right. So last week we learned a little bit about characteristics of living things, and this really interested me last week, this micrographia and this picture of this ant that they drew for the book. I believe it was Robert Hooke. That's a pretty detailed drawing because nobody had ever seen an ant that close up before. But he drew what he saw in the microscope. So it was very interesting to learn the power of microscopes last week. This week we are talking about life processes. And we're talking more specifically about life processes of plants. Now we have some words, some of them may be new, some may be old to you. Here's our vocabulary for the week. Chlorophyll, leaf, photosynthesis, root, seed, stem. Can you guys tell me what word have you never heard before in that group of words? Kate?
The first one.
Okay, the first one, chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll.
You may have heard of that. How many people show me, raise your hand, who's heard of chlorophyll?
Maybe.
Sounds familiar. Leaf should sound familiar.
I have.
Who's ever heard of the word photosynthesis?
I have in the previous year in science. I think.
How about root, seed, stem? Yeah, you should know those ones. But photosynthesis, we're going to learn that big word eventually this week in our lesson. Lucas, you still need to sit still because like I said, every time you touch the desk, it shakes the camera. Thank you. Okay, so let me just read you page A18, plant parts. Plants are living things. They are made of cells and they carry out all of the same life processes that you do. The one thing that makes most plants different from animals is that plants make their own food. Plants have special parts that allow them to make food, take in nutrients, reproduce, and perform other life processes. The main parts of a plant are the roots, the stems, and the leaves. Raise your hand if you knew that already. Good. Roots, stems, leaves. The root takes in water and nutrients from the ground. So it just soaks up things from the ground. Not just water, but it has to be in good soil. The stem carries food, water, and nutrients from the roots to the leaves. Here's something you might not have known. A leaf uses sunlight and air to help the plant make food. How many people do that? Okay, leaves aren't just there to look pretty. They have a process. They have a function. All of a plant's parts work together. A plant absorbs water and nutrients through its roots. Water and nutrients move to the plant's leaves through stems. In most plants, food is made in the plant's leaves. A plant needs roots, stems, and leaves to carry out its life processes. There are many different types of plants. Most use similar parts to carry out life processes. Who has plants at home? Maybe flowers on your porch or
Oh, my mom has
in your yard?
a lot of them.
Your mom has a lot of them?
My mom has like so many flowers in
No.
different yards.
She has these giant plants outside.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Kate, what about your mom or your dad? What kind of plants do they have?
My mom, she just bought a whole bunch of our mums.
Mums are good this time of the year. They're flowers and they don't need to be in very hot temperature. As a matter of fact, they prefer fall. So you'll see a lot of places selling mums now. Yes.
My mom, we put a banana tree in our front yard.
A banana tree? Does it have really big leaves?
Yeah.
My friend planted a bunch of them, and I had no idea that's what that was. They're very nice plants. Yes.
I have a ton of trees in my backyard.
You have a ton of trees?
We have trees like 3 times as tall as the school in our backyard.
Wow.
They're
They do.
tall.
Wow. I just recently,
Yeah.
I had 2 trees in my yard that were getting very old. They're at least 20 years old because that's how long I've lived there. And they were there for a long time before that. So I got rid of those trees because parts of them were dying. And I planted 2 brand new trees that actually have red leaves instead of green.
Oh yeah.
And they're very pretty. So I'm excited to watch them grow over the years.
Oh,
And I even put lights on the trees. So at night, they're on the timer. The light comes on, I think, at 9 p.m. and it goes off at 5 in the morning. So people at night can see my trees. It's just a nice way to accent your yard. Kate,
There was one time when it was stormy in the summer, a tree in our front yard fell over, like on our front porch. And it was actually kind of, our friends were over that day, and so we were all inside in our living room, and then we just hear this big boom, and so we all come to the front of the house to see our tree that came into our front porch.
well, that's what I was really afraid of with my 2 big trees in the backyard. They were getting old. They weren't, most of it didn't have leaves on it, and I thought, I am going to hear a big boom. Hands down for a second, guys. I don't want to hear that because I have stuff around that tree. I have a shed there, and I thought, time for a new tree.
you see that?
So, hold on one second. So one of the rules of thumb is, if you're going to take down a tree, you should plant another one. And that's what I did. And that way, we always have lots of trees. Now, one thing I saw interesting on the news, guys, is there's big forest fires in California now.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of California is on fire. And a lot of people say, save the trees, which we want to do that, but sometimes we should let people go into the forest that need wood, like logging companies, and kind of thin the forest out a little bit. Because if you have too many trees
Yeah,
in a
it'll catch on fire.
yeah, they know there's just more to burn. So, yes, forests are beautiful, but sometimes we humans have to go in there and thin it out a little bit. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that. And if we plant new trees, that's good for the future. Okay, I see lots more comments, and we're having, hold on one second. We're having very good discussion about plants. I'm happy about that, but I want to keep our video to around 10 minutes. So if you're at home, think about plants and the function of plants, the life processes, whether it's a flower, a tree, or a shrub, whatever it is. They're very important to our ecosystem. All right, 4th grade, we will continue this discussion, but let's say goodbye to our online learners. And make sure you do your journal entry today and prepare for the quiz on Thursday.